Man, skip the introduction, man. Look. What do y'all think I'm going to say? What do you think I'm going to say? Again, the sport of boxing has found a way to screw the fighters over and screw the fans over. Yet again. I wonder why Devon Alexander got robbed. This is a robbery, okay? If this was a close fight, I wouldn't be saying robbery. I would be saying the fight could go either way, okay? Robbery. Devon Alexander almost dominated this fight. I had it 9 rounds to 3 for Devon Alexander. Okay, completely. I mean, what, you want me to break down the fight? I mean, what, the fight went as it went. Devon Alexander established himself, okay? He started out with a crisp jab. He started setting up everything. He would throw the right jab and then hit Victor Ortiz with a left cross. He did that mostly the whole night. Did some body work. He split the guard of Victor Ortiz several times. Caught Victor Ortiz with a lot of great shots. And he outlanded Victor Ortiz. Who in the hell are doing a punch stash? Victor Ortiz hit a lot of shots on the arm. I mean, what are these judges looking at? What are they looking at? This is why. That's why so many people are rarely uploading boxing videos. Y'all see why? I mean, it's what the hell is up with this sport? You know, you got Al Heyman here on PBC trying to do something, trying to get these fights that we want to see. He can't control the judges. I mean, I think promoters. I wonder who bought this judge off. I really wonder who bought off. Well, all three of them, really. All three of them got bought off. Okay, something happened. Something happened. Boxing needs a complete overhaul. It just do, man. All these corrupt judges. Man, these judges need to be investigated, man. No. Okay, somebody got to do something to overturn this decision. This is completely asinine. I mean, come on, man. Devon Alexander landing clean uppercuts, man. Did you see Victor Ortiz's face, man? I'm talking about dude pieced him up. Victor Ortiz had spots in the fight, but those were few and far. That's why I'm always so frustrated with boxing. Coach, man, how come you ain't putting out a lot of boxing content like you used to? How come that? Because of this. Stuff like this. This why. I mean, you got guys that don't want to fight each other. You got Keith Thurman. God knows, who he gonna fight. But he gonna fight anybody that's not a threat to him. I mean, you got Anthony Joshua talking about he don't want to fight Deontay Wilder until 2020. I mean, what the hell? What? Man, God, dog, man. Are you serious? And I purposely didn't watch anybody's video. All I did was I just watched the fight for myself. I watched the fight for myself. I mean, even the commentators, everybody, Virgil Hunter, Robert Guerrero, they were like, whoa, I don't agree with the judge's scorecard. And man, and if anybody who I thought would give, Victor Ortiz, any kind of like, okay, if it was a close fight, maybe give it to him, it'd have been Robert Guerrero. Robert Guerrero only had the guy winning about 3 rounds, okay? And by the way, I will say, man, Virgil Hunter, he did okay. I think Robert Guerrero is a very good commentator, and I think Robert Guerrero need to keep doing these fights, man. Because, Robert kept it balanced, he kept it fair. I enjoyed Robert Guerrero, and I've always been a fan of Robert Guerrero, just not a fan of his daddy. But I've been a fan of Robert Guerrero. And Robert Guerrero need to keep calling fights, man. Robert was calling the fight the way it was. He was saying that, Victor was catching, he wasn't catching, Devon Alexander wasn't catching him clean, or he was saying Victor wasn't catching him clean. It looked good, and it looked good for Hart. See, Robert Guerrero, they saw this, man. They all saw what was going down, man. And, man, these judges, man, somebody need to find these judges. Somebody need to go find them and go see these judges and go, man, somebody need to be fighting in the street. Somebody need to be fighting in the street. Them judges should not have got out of that building with their faces intact. They should not have. There's no way, man. There's no way that this fight, bruh. That's why it's so tough, man, to talk about boxing. That's why. Okay, that's why. We're constantly talking about fantasy matchups, okay? We finally get a decent matchup, and I call this the matchup between the two guys that just made a lot of mistakes in their life. Because these two guys, let's put it out there. These guys done made some mistakes. They done messed it up. These guys could have, they technically have done a lot to ruin their own careers. You know, they've done it. But they're here now. They got through all that, and they put up a good fight. And it's not fair to these fighters, man. It's not fair to Devon Alexander, who got through all that, who did the hard training camp, put the work in. And it's like, okay, you're going to rob this guy. You're going to completely rob this guy. Oh, it's a consolation prize. Oh, let's give him a draw. Like, we know Devon won, but let's just give him a draw so we don't hurt Victor. You know, that's, man. But see, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. We're going to talk about this and talk about this. But these judges, they'll never be investigated. Okay, they'll never, ask, where were these judges at the night before the fight? Who was talking to these judges the night before the fight? We will never hear that. Because you know why? Boxing is a sport built on money, corruption. That's it. Money and corruption. And the sport of boxing ain't going to change. The sport is not going to get an overhaul. It's just not, man. It's too many mafia ties. It's too many guys involved in the sport of boxing for it to ever change. It's not going to change. So, if I got any advice to Devon Alexander, never leave the fight in the hands of the judges. You can't do it. Because I don't care if Devon Alexander would have got 5 knockdowns in this fight, man. It still wouldn't have mattered. You know why? Because they still would have called it a draw. And I think the judges had drawn their mind, man. You know what? Sorry, I ain't going to say it. F boxing. Okay, F these judges. F the governing bodies. F everything. Because I'm sick and tired of it. Man, I'm done.